Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Cloud and AI Analytics. Hope everyone is doing good. I am Vignesh and in this video we are going to discuss how big data analytics are performed in on-prem versus cloud platform. We will be targeting more on the challenges we are facing in on-prem and what are the difficulties as well and how Google Cloud's BigQuery comes to the rescue. So in continuation to the previous video, we'll be discussing the same in this video as well. And without any further delay, let's get started. So when you're working with on-prem, you have to manage and maintain a lot. So that includes you have to do all the setup and configurations, and you have to think about the computation. You have to get your own storage, your processing power, and how much you are going to process in memory versus persistent disk. You have to think about that as well, and also to build up the great networking, how your systems are going to communicate and how you are going to host your web applications as well. And you have to think about scaling. Data is less, how you are going to handle it. When the volume it's very high, how you are going to handle it. And then you have to think about the maintenance as well, and then you have to think about the latency as well, how fast you are able to reach the data through your networking. And there are a lot of dependencies as well. So in order to do all these things, you have to have an army of folks like data administrators and server technicians as well. So if you want to run on-prem, basically you need an army build and support the infrastructure itself. These are not just the challenges, but again, if you take a look at this image, this is your on-prem cluster, and you have to think about your resource provisioning, handling growing data at scale, reliability, deployment and configurations. You have to think about improvements, performance tuning, monitoring, and you have to do insights like running your SQL queries, understanding what the data is about, getting meaningful insights. So now we will discuss this with an example. You are part of an analytics team, and your main job is to run queries and understand what the data is about, and you have to use that data to improve your business decisions. But also at the same time, you are working with other teams as well. Let's say you are working with data analysis team, and they have a requirement, and in order to fulfill that requirement, they have to use this cluster, they have to use your cluster, and that takes high priority. So you have to manage that as well. Not to mention, in future you will get 10 times or 100 times more data. So in that case, you'll need to process that as well as with your growing infrastructure. So you have to take care of everything. So this is where cloud platforms will come into the picture. So when you're working with on-prem, you have to do everything, right? From storage, processing, memory, everything you have to do it on your own. But when you're working with cloud platforms, let's say like Google Cloud's platform, you don't need to worry about the infrastructure. It is just you have to run your SQL queries, find meaningful insights from the data. Rest all the other details are taken care by cloud platform itself. With Google Cloud Platform, you don't need to focus on infrastructure. You have to write your analytic queries, and rest all the other things we have to leave it to Google Cloud Platform itself. Let's say to maintain the servers, the hard drives, massive data centers, and everything will be problem of Google to solve. So thankfully, Google has got a good security, networking capabilities, the fiber optic cables, all the servers, on the army of engineers that make all of this to run without any issue. That is the major difference between on-prem versus cloud platform, especially with Google Cloud Platform. And Google Cloud BigQuery, again, it's a serverless platform. We don't need to manage any infrastructure. Everything will be managed by Google Cloud itself. And also with Google Cloud BigQuery, it is a global service, which means like anywhere, any part of the world, you will be able to access this particular service, and you will be able to store the data and even replicate the data across multiple locations. And Cloud BigQuery is built on top of this. So if you wanted to do big data analysis inside Cloud BigQuery, and you have your analyst team in London and have your client data in Australia, and your data needed to be everywhere. So with the help of this Google Cloud's Cloud BigQuery, you will be able to store the data in multiple locations. You don't need to configure anything. Everything will be taken care by Google Cloud Platform itself. So when you're working with on-prem, both storage and compute need to be co-located, which means it should be located in the same place. But one of the key enabling features of Google Cloud Platform with Cloud BigQuery is you will be able to decouple your storage and compute power. So let's say if I wanted to just concentrate on storing the data, let's say terabytes of data as well. you can do that. No, I just wanted to execute queries as well on the data which I stored, but not on all the data, but a subset of data. So if that is the case, you'll be able to do that. So in cloud BigQuery, basically both storage and compute both are independent. So now the key takeaway of cloud platform using cloud BigQuery is it can scale automatically because it is a serverless platform. We don't need to manage infrastructure, storing and replicating of data. And the most important point is pay only for what you use. For example, if you're writing a SQL query, that query is going to process 10 megabyte. So you will be charged only for that 10 megabyte. If your query is going to charge 10 gigabyte, then you will be charged only for that 10 gigabyte. So whatever the amount of data your query is going to process, based on that only you will be charged. That is what pay only for what you use, and you will be not paying for any electricity or any software updates or any updates in the versions. That is not the case inside on-prem system. So this was the big data analytics challenge faced in on-prem and how cloud platform comes to the rescue. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please post that in the comment section. I'll take a look at it and reply to it as soon as possible. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe to Cloud and AI Analytics. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, it's bye from Vignesh. Happy learning.